Live, good people, live. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is arrive and work. Arrive and work. Stop thinking just because you reached a certain place in your journey or in your career that you were shooting for, that was a goal of yours, that, you arrived at that particular place, but that you no longer work or have to do the work. Just because you got there doesn't mean that you're grandfathered into not having to do any additional work or, keep pressing forward. It's one thing to get there, it's another thing to maintain what you've achieved and to keep pressing forward. So just because you arrived doesn't mean that the work stops. You're just beginning, baby. So keep pushing. All right? You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is your worth. Your worth. So where do you find your worth? And is where you find your worth aligned with your goals and your long-term plans, right? When you say worth, it's not just what you do, it's who you are, right? Think about it. It's not just your actions, it's who you are. Who are you as a person? Ask yourself, who am I? And then apply that to whatever it is you want to do long term, strategically, for the remainder of your life. Take some time to do a self assessment and identify where your worth lies and where you're comfortable at as it pertains to who you are. And then apply it to where you want to go ultimately. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is the chase, right? The chase. So I've been having multiple conversations with various individuals at different organizations, doing a lot of reading. And one thing that continuously comes up is, what are you focusing your attention on? What are you chasing? What are you looking forward to? What are you doing with your life? Where are you spending every waking moment focusing on or trying to achieve, right? And then are your actions actually matching your words, right? Is what you do during that time frame that you have available actually consistent with what you're shooting for? If the answer to that is no, and you have to be honest with yourself, then you need to redirect your attention and your time. All right? So focus. You never know. So live, good people, live. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is love is a risk. Love is a risk. I was listening to something earlier this week and the person said exactly that. Love is a risk. It dawned on me at that point that he's right. You know, love is a risk. You open yourself to the potential of being hurt, the potential of being manipulated, the potential of, um, you know, just being impacted negatively overall. The flip side of that coin is you also open yourself up to great things and relationships that you potentially would not have if you didn't take the risk. What I will say though is make sure you're taking a calculated risk. If the person isn't doing anything positive, if the person, doesn't bring any value, then that may not be the best scenario for you to uh, get into, right? So while love is a risk and it's a necessary risk in many instances, you also need to be mindful of who you're allowing or who you're taking that risk with and making sure that you're having or making a calculated risk when you're venturing into those relationships. All right? You never know. So Live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is clarify, evaluate, and then act or adjust. So whenever you're in a situation that you're not clear on what exactly was meant by either some words or actions, clarify, right? So engage with said person or said persons and ask the question, hey, did you mean X, whatever your interpretation of either the words or the actions were, just to ensure that you're, correctly understanding what the intent was. Once you've done that, evaluate, right? Evaluate whether or not, that aligns with who you are and what you are today, as well as what your beliefs are. And then the last piece of that is adjust or act, right? Either remove yourself from the situation and or that person or persons, or remove that person or persons from, your life or, whatever you're engaging in. So really simple, man. The beautiful thing about life is and who you are is you get to control your own actions. You get to control who you are. Don't allow someone the power to control you and or who and what you are. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is exterior special. Exterior special. So I was sitting here thinking I need to take my wife's car to get the car washed. And instantly what came to mind is, I can just run really quick and get the exterior special where they do the hand dry. Of course, they wash the car, do the hand dry. They do the exterior polish. They also do the tire gloss and all of that. So it makes the car look phenomenal on the outside. But they never touch the inside, right? So there's no cleaning or detailing done to the inside of the vehicle. That made me think about how many of us are actually the exterior special, right? So we put on all the fancy clothes, the shoes, the expensive cologne, perfume. You get your hair cut. You got the fresh lineup and all that. You get your hair done for my ladies. So you present very well outwardly, but internally you're a mess, right? You're dealing with anxiety, always feeling like you're not enough. You've been disappointed multiple times, so your belief in people has diminished. And you haven't really dealt with any childhood trauma that still plagues you today. So you're always projecting your hurt or your feelings on those that you actually want to desire you, right? Be it a colleague, friend, intimate relationship, wife, husband, whatever the case may be. You're not holistically put together. You're just the exterior special. You haven't done any of the interior work, right? So today's message is stop just being the exterior special. Think about who you are and what you need to achieve or address, internally, and do that so you can be holistic in your approach when you present to people. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is your credit, your credit. So earlier this week, I got on the elliptical in the morning to work out real quick and realized I left my watch in the house. It took everything in me not to run back in the house to get my watch to make sure that I got credit for the exercise that I was doing for the day. But I realized that I don't need something or someone to validate the credit that I should be giving myself, right? So take the time to realize that, yes, in certain instances, it's always good to have, someone to support and validate your goals. But you ultimately are the person that should be responsible for validating your goals and who you are. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is circumstantial relationships. Circumstantial relationships. So stop fooling yourself into thinking that relationships are more, or some relationships are more than just a circumstantial situation. Meaning, you work together, you went to school together, but you never really hung out. You may have been there when someone needed something, finances, things like that. Um, but when that season has passed, right, where there was a commonality, there was a bond, there was something that tied you guys together, move on. You're going to drive yourself insane trying to maintain a relationship that no longer needs watering and is no longer bearing fruit. So once a circumstantial relationship is gone, move on. You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is your habits. Your habits. So are your habits reflective of who you want people to see you as? And are your habits conducive to what your ultimate goals are? Right? So for example, if you're not eating right, if you're consistently eating fast food, then the likelihood that you're going to be losing or you're going to lose the weight that you desire to lose is probably not going to happen. If you smoke cigarettes or things like that on a regular basis, then the likelihood that you're going to achieve your cardiovascular goals is probably slim, right? So take the time to assess what your habits are, whether or not they're conducive or helpful to you meeting your goals, and make the necessary adjustments to impact you and your loved ones. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is principles. Principles. Um, I was reviewing some information and thinking about, some core competencies and things in life that are necessary for you to be successful. And one thing that came to mind was making sure that you are living your life rooted in some type of principles. It doesn't have to necessarily be biblical principles. That could be beneficial, right? But it definitely needs to be some type of principles that provides guidance and provides a certain level of self-awareness for you as you continue to conduct yourself, in life. So find some principles and stick with them. Hopefully they're biblical in some way, shape, or form, or rooted in some type of, um, you know, righteous beliefs or the God of your understanding beliefs. But nonetheless, find some principles that work for you. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. Yo, today's message is positive, irreversible memories. So listen, there's going to be times where you don't feel like it, where you're not up to it, quote unquote. But always remember that those memories that you're making, you want to make sure they're irreversible and that they're positive. There's only a couple things that's going to outlive you, right? One of those things is your legacy. And tied to that legacy are the memories that you make with those that you love and those that you care for. So make sure that you're making positive, irreversible memories. All right? The money will come, the money will go. The things that aren't tangible are the things that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to, as well as the things that you provide to your family monetarily. Namely, memories. Irreversible, positive memories. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is honor the sacrifice. Honor the sacrifice. So a lot of people have made sacrifices for you in multiple ways, right? Be it time, money, bridging the gap, meaning putting you in contact with someone that can change your trajectory from a career perspective, unconditional love, things like that. Take the time to honor the sacrifice that they made for you, right? I'm not saying to honor mediocrity or that one right, is worth 100 wrongs, but just take the time to honor that one thing. In doing so, it sets you free, and it also, shows that you are grateful for the blessing that was bestowed upon you, right? So use the same, mouth that you said that the person that you may that you may be going down the path of saying a person isn't or didn't, and say that the person is or did. Again, if nothing else, it frees you up to, be released from whatever negative thoughts that you may be having or may have had. In addition, it also shows honor, and gratitude for the blessing that was bestowed upon you. All right, take that, and I hope it's a message that touches someone and helps someone today. All right, you never know, so live, good people live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is handshakes and smiles. Handshakes and smiles. So be careful of people that surround you, and you can feel the energy that's telling you that their well wishes are not genuine, and they're either waiting on you to succeed or waiting for you to fail to take advantage of the situation. So pay attention. It's not always about what people are saying, right? It's more about the actions and how people are moving. Be mindful of those who make jokes or seriously joke about things that are unfortunate or that can cause you grief. All right? In the words of Beanie Siegel, right? He said, the handshakes ain't matching they smiles. Them foul. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is self. SELF. So there's a common misconception about when someone is, in a state of self-discovery, self-awareness, and self-preservation, that it leads to that person being selfish, which isn't necessarily true. The reality of the situation is the person, or you, right, if you're the person, may be at a point where you need to focus on yourself personally, professionally, and maybe spiritually, right? And that may require you not to engage in certain things or engage with certain people until you've reached where you need to go. That doesn't make you selfish, right? It doesn't make you selfish for allowing yourself the time for self-discovery, awareness, and preservation. That can ultimately lead to a better you for you, right? A better you for you, and a better you for the people that are around you. So take the journey, man. Be happy, and, focus on self as you need to. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is explore. Explore. So over the past 10 months, I had the opportunity to engage in a program that challenged me to grow not only professionally as a leader, but personally as a leader as well. Some of that exploration, right, was challenging. It forced me to identify some of my shortcomings and address some of those shortcomings, again, both professionally and personally. At the end, though, I was able to, grow exponentially as a person, and as a leader professionally. So I say that to say, make sure that you're taking the opportunity to push the boundaries, and continue to explore who you are and what you are. Again, both personally and professionally. One of the guys from a podcast that I watch on a regular basis always says exposure equals expansion. Exposure equals expansion. Don't be afraid to expose yourself to new opportunities, new ideas, new ways of living, new ways of thinking. Don't limit yourself. Continue to grow and explore. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is it's preordained. It's preordained. So if it's God's will, it's preordained. So act like it, all right? Meaning have faith and be mindful of who you ask for input, as they may not actually be a part of the journey established by the God of your understanding. A couple weeks ago, I was in Atlanta with my son, and Inky Johnson said, if you continue to flirt with an individual's validation, you become susceptible to their manipulation. Think about that. Remember to lean not on your own understanding, but trust and acknowledge the God of your understanding and watch the outcome. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is real relationships. Real relationships. So it's important for you to have real relationships romantically, professionally, personally, and spiritual for a multitude of reasons, but here are a few. The first of which is it can serve as a check and balance for you to call you out when you are not taking complete ownership of something that you should. It can serve as a sounding board when you may just need someone to talk to. They can serve as, another way for you to address certain situations and give you insight into how you probably should address a certain situation. But if you're not real, then you can't expect to have a real relationship. So that same advice, counsel, sounding board experience that you're receiving, you need to also reciprocate, right? Be humble, be vulnerable, and be who you are in that moment when you're engaging with those that you have real relationships with. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is broken completely. Broken completely. So for years, right, I would have something to break, and instead of fixing it, I would leave it as is, for fear, I guess, of if I attempted to fix it and I was unsuccessful and it broke completely, right? It was not usable. I didn't have the resources to actually fix it, or have it fixed, rather. So why is this important? This is important because some of you are actually, conducting yourselves in that manner. You have the self-limiting behavior, of not wanting to function at your optimal performance, right? You're not functioning at your best, but you would rather not take a chance on fixing you because you don't want to be broken completely, right? You don't want to enlist the help of a psychiatrist, a pastor, a coach, or something along those lines. You would much rather function as is, or, suboptimally, because you don't want to run the risk of exposure or being, quote unquote, broken completely when you're trying to fix yourself. However, one thing that you're missing is the longer that you stay functioning at limited capacity, the more broken you will become ultimately, right? So there's going to come a point where you will be broken if you don't work to fix it. So I urge you to be fully functional, man. before you are completely broken. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is take a moment. Take a moment. So many times in life, we find ourselves chasing, wanting, searching, researching, looking for something, which in many cases leads to anxiety, depression, fear, stress, and even death in many instances, right? But rarely do we take a moment to just be one with ourselves, to just sit still, to just reflect, think, um, and just be at peace for a second. That's important, man. You know, there's a quote that says, once you stop looking, what you're looking for appears, right? And I think that's very true. Sometimes it's not all about the hunt. Sometimes it's about taking a moment to just reflect, think, clear your mind to be able to think um, without all the interruptions and distractions that you got going on in your mind with various things that you're thinking about or stressing about or, worrying about. Take a moment. It doesn't have to be an hour, it doesn't have to be a long vacation, but take some time to yourself is extremely important. I know many of us have kids, some of us have young kids, right? And finding that moment may be a challenge, but find that moment. If it's a 15-minute, 30-minute break at night before you go to bed where there's no TV, there's just silence, and you get a chance to reflect, do that. However you find it, take a moment, all right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is the beautiful hunt. The beautiful hunt. Last week I was at the beach and birds were flying low over the ocean, but they were flying in alignment with the waves, right? So if the waves were flying, if the waves were going diagonal, the birds were flying diagonally with the waves as they were coming to shore. And at first I'm like, oh man, that's beautiful. That's fantastic, right? I then realized that they were hunting, that the birds were hunting fish or whatever the case may be, that were in those waves. So what does that have to do with anything, right? So some of us are hunting in a way that's abrasive, and they're not yielding the intended results, right? Like you don't have to be rude, you don't have to be degrading to people, etc. Let me let you in on a secret, right? That doesn't make you a boss, right? Being rude and, being abrasive for no apparent reason, that doesn't get you any stripes or earn you any points, right? I mean, you can hunt in a way that's stern yet palatable, straightforward yet understanding. I promise you'll get where you need to go with the beautiful hunt. As the saying goes, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is exterior special. Exterior special. So I was sitting here thinking I need to take my wife's car to get the car washed. And instantly what came to mind is, I can just run really quick and get the exterior special where they do the hand dry. Of course, they wash the car, do the hand dry. They do the exterior polish. They also do the tire gloss and all of that. So it makes the car look phenomenal on the outside. But they never touch the inside, right? So there's no cleaning or detailing done to the inside of the vehicle. That made me think about how many of us are actually the exterior special, right? So we put on all the fancy clothes, the shoes, the expensive cologne, perfume. You get your hair cut. You got the fresh lineup and all that. You get your hair done for my ladies. So you present very well outwardly, but internally you're a mess, right? You're dealing with anxiety, always feeling like you're not enough. You've been disappointed multiple times, so your belief in people has diminished. And you haven't really dealt with any childhood trauma that still plagues you today. So you're always projecting your hurt or your feelings on those that you actually want to desire you, right? Be it a colleague, friend, intimate relationship, wife, husband, whatever the case may be. You're not holistically put together. You're just the exterior special. You haven't done any of the interior work, right? So today's message is stop just being the exterior special. Think about who you are and what you need to achieve or address, internally, and do that so you can be holistic in your approach when you present to people. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is today's work, tomorrow's value. Today's work, tomorrow's value. So the work you do today, you're not automatically going to receive instant gratification for, right? There's going to be times when you're doing something, you're doing the work, and it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be, illustrious or whatever the case may be. It's really and truly you doing the work so that you can, under the guise that you doing the work today, will provide you the value that you need down the line, right? So it's not always going to be a moment where you're doing the work and you immediately see the end result. But you do need to continue to do the work so that you can build the network, build the portfolio, build the skill set that you need to be successful in the future. All right? So listen, keep doing the work. It'll pay off. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is forgive you first. Forgive you first. We spend so much time trying to focus on getting forgiveness from others that we forget to forgive ourselves first. It all starts with you. If you've wronged someone, if you've done an act or, you did something to someone, forgive you first, then go make amends with that person. Whether or not they receive the amends you're trying to make with them is two different things. Make the amends one way or another and then move on, right? You may not be the best brother, sister, parent, friend, cousin, aunt, whatever, right? And you may have done someone wrong for various reasons, like lack of knowledge, you know, really ill intent. You may have just really meant to be that person. But nonetheless, forgive yourself, go make amends, make it right with that person, and then move on. But either way, it all starts with you. All right, so forgive you first. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is celebrate now. Celebrate now. So I heard a quote earlier this week that said, everybody is greater in their absence than they are in their presence. Now, that can mean a few different things. But as we celebrated my grandmother's 80th birthday today with family, one thing that came to mind was celebrate now. Don't wait till someone is no longer here to say, yo, you meant this to me, or I really appreciate when you did this for me, or, you were here or you were there for me in the time where I needed you most. Give that person or celebrate that person now. Reach out to that person and let them know, hey, man, or hey, homie, or hey, best friend, or hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, grandma, hey, grandpa, hey, aunt, hey, uncle, brother, sister, whatever, cousin. Give them that love now. And don't just do it on the surface, right? Don't just say, oh, yo, you a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell them why they're a real one. What did they mean to you? What did they do, and what did that mean for and to you? Give them the specifics. Give them the luxury of hearing that now instead of hearing it later. All right? You never know, so live good people live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is get to it. Get to it. Um, Listen, people, there comes a time in life where you have to stop sitting around and blaming others or the past for things that are not transpiring in your life today, right? Either you're going to take the necessary steps to move forward to get assistance, get help, be it in the form of, psychiatrists, making amends with your whoever it is, your family member, your past employer, your current employer, whoever it is. Either you're going to take the necessary steps to actually resolve the issue or move on. Either way, you have to get to it. You have to do the work to actually progress. There's no way around doing the work. Bottom line, you have to get to it. Do the work. I tell my kids all the time, by and large, the world itself doesn't really care, right? The expectation is you'll do what you need to do to progress, and you'll do what you need to do to be successful. That's it. It's on you. So get to it. Of course, get to it within the confines of the law of the land, right? So you don't want to end up incarcerated or, paying fines, but get to it. Do the work to get you where you need to go. All right? Follow the dream, man. Follow the dream. I heard a quote yesterday that said, the death of a dream is the best funeral, because that means the dream became a reality. All right? So get to it, man. Make those dreams become a reality. You never know, so live good people live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is your best hours. Your best hours. So I was watching a podcast, and one of the hosts on the podcast said there was a time where her job was getting the best hours of her. And it made me start to think about who gets your best hours, right? To who do you devote the time where you are the most vibrant, the most engaging, the most alive, the most loving, the most caring, et cetera, right? Why do they get those hours, right? Why do you devote that time to whomever it or whatever it is, right? Do you freely give those hours, or are they earned, right? Does the person or the entity or whatever earn those hours? Are you even mindful that you're giving away your best hours? So today's message really is, take the time now to inventory where your best hours are allotted, and make the necessary adjustments if needed, right? To reroute your best hours to where you need them to be it with family, your kids, your grandparents, your parents, your friends, even in certain instances, some of your business associates. Just take the time to do the inventory on where you are spending your hours, your best hours, that is, and how those hours are being allotted. All right? Love y'all, man. You never know, so live good people live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is subtle reassurance. Subtle reassurance. So there's going to be times in life where, you may be getting the business, right? You may be going through personal challenges, professional challenges, emotional challenges, physical challenges. Multiple areas of resistance or challenge may be happening at the same time, right? It can be a multitude of a few of those things that I just mentioned. But in those times, you may receive what I like to call a subtle reassurance. meaning the God of your understanding gives you a reminder or a way of telling you that everything's going to be all right. In that moment, you may feel like, nah, I'm not sure that that's the case, but it's not for you to decipher whether or not that's the case. It is for you to embrace, believe, and act on that subtle reassurance. So, listen, it's not always about you. It's really about you knowing and understanding what your relationship is with the God of your understanding. And again, embracing, believing, and acting on that subtle reassurance that everything will be okay. All right? You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is problem avoidance. Problem avoidance. So listen, just because you avoid a problem, it doesn't mean it disappears, right? So problem avoidance does not equal to problem disappearance. Either it lives with you consciously or subconsciously until you actually address it, or it resurfaces or reappears at a time that's extremely inconvenient, um, and when you're not ready to actually address it. So your best bet is just to address it at that particular point in time. Don't let it linger. Just get to it. You'll feel better afterwards. You may not like it in the moment, but addressing it in real time is the best way to go. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is a genuine smile. A genuine smile. So I recently had the opportunity to understand how impactful a genuine smile is. It can change the tone of a conversation, change the mood of a room, and leave a long lasting impact on a perception of a person and what that person meant to multiple people's lives. So take the opportunity to not only be so engaged and involved with those that you love, but also take the opportunity to be engaged and involved with those who you come in contact with on a regular basis, or just who you come in contact with daily. Brighten their day. Bring some joy, happiness, and laughter to their day. I guarantee you it'll also, pay dividends to you as well. It'll brighten your mood. It's a genuine love and show of affection that is contagious, um, and infectious in many ways. So don't miss the opportunity to give someone a genuine smile and brighten their day, even on the days when you're not having your best day. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is correction, not judgment. Correction, not judgment. Many people confuse judgment with correction. So just because something doesn't fit into the confines of your religious practices, personal preferences, or programming from your surroundings or upbringing does not mean it needs your judgment. Correction is when you actually identify that something is detrimental to the well-being of someone, so you inform them that the action is not beneficial for them short or long term, right? So, for example, if someone is sharing with you that they make $1,000 a month, their rent may be $900, and they want to buy an $800 pair of sneakers, that means their total expenses are $1,700 and they only have $1,000 for the month. So it probably wouldn't be in their best interest to buy the sneakers instead of having a place to stay. Given that type of advice when solicited, is more of a correction, not a judgment. The judgment comes in place when you tell the person that they're stupid and that they don't know how to admit that they don't know how to manage their own finances, and you degrade them. That's when the judgment comes in. Um, it's important to keep in mind that your ideologies may not be appropriate for everyone, and in reality, they may not even be accurate. Bottom line, keep your judgment to yourself. Provide correction when your feedback is solicited. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is discipline. The discipline. I was listening to my man Inky Johnson, and he said, can you stay true to what you said you would do long after the moment you said it in is gone? He was talking about commitment, which is very similar to discipline, but for me, it just took me directly to discipline. There's many times that we say we're going to do something, right? We're coming close to this New Year's resolution time frame where everybody's going to get in shape. They're going to lose, X amount of pounds within the next year. They're going to be, fine by 40 or fly by 50 or, whatever it is that you're looking to obtain by said time frame. And then once we get further in the year, that commitment or discipline starts to fade. The important piece of it is consistency, because that consistency is going to drive the discipline necessary for you to meet your end goal. But it's really up to you staying on top of your game, right? It's really up to you to have the discipline to continue to do it when you don't feel like doing it, when you're not in the mood to do what you said you were going to do. Everybody can perform when they're at their top, shape, or when they're, feeling good in the moment. But once that dissipates, are you still going to be able to perform? So listen, stay disciplined, man. That's the key to success. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is what you hold high. What you hold high. So be careful of what you hold high, because it's a direct reflection of who you are and a direct indication of your beliefs to those who are watching what you hold high. For example, if you only consume TV shows with a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of arguing and belittling of people who have less than them, then you may gravitate towards that, right? You may slowly become that. If you only listen to music that's, about getting high and sex all the time, that may be what you gravitate towards as well. Now, listen, I'm not saying you can't indulge in TV shows as a, way to relax or just simply for entertainment. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to music of that sort, for entertainment. What I am saying is that if that's only what you're listening to, then that can be problematic. You may miss out on things that are beneficial to your growth personally and professionally by only looking at those things. In addition, you will most likely pass on those things to your children. And then you may wonder why, they're conducting themselves in a way that isn't what you want them to be. So this message is for not only for you, it's for me as well, right? Or any parent and or anyone who's trying to grow personally and professionally, right? You got to be mindful of what you're intaking and what you're holding in high regard. All right. So be careful what you hold high. You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is primary purpose. Primary purpose. So listen, are you staying committed to your primary purpose for your relationships, work, interactions, even when it's not self-serving? Are you staying committed to your primary purpose even when no one's patting you on your back and saying good job? Are you committed to your primary purpose consistently? Are you measuring how you're stacking up against the primary purpose that you committed to? Think about it. Bottom line, don't lose sight of your primary purpose even when it's not convenient or comfortable. All right? Stick to your primary purpose. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Friday, as you already know what it is. So today's message is burden of success. Burden of success. Listen, there comes a time where the burden of your success is solely dependent on you, right? You have to get past I'm not successful because this happened, in my past, or, I'm not successful because this person is preventing me from being successful. There has to be a point where you realize that, hey, man, so what, that this happened in my past? I need to get past it, or I need to do the work to get past it. Go see a psychologist or whatever you need. There comes a time when you can't keep pointing the finger at everyone else and not pointing the finger at yourself. The burden of your success is solely on you. Act like it. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is be human. Be human. Last week, my wife, my kids, and I were in Raleigh at NC State, riding through campus, and during that ride through campus, some stories were shared about college. Right at that moment, I was thinking to myself, like, man, do I really want them to hear these stories, or some of the stories? Nothing outlandish, just some being young and quote unquote dumb, right? At the same time, though, I realized that made me and my wife, right, real people to them, right? It made us human, not these mythical figures of being parents and things like that. So I said to say, man, be human with those that you trust, that you can share that level of detail and information with. Peel back the layers a bit and be human, right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is basic premise. Basic premise. So don't waste your time focusing only on or debating which religion is the best, right? Instead, focus your attention on relationship and not only religion, meaning understanding the basic premise that there is, um, you know, a God of your understanding, right? And be it Allah, Buddha, whomever, right? But instead of focusing your attention on which religion is the best, focus your time on building that relationship with the God of your understanding. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is you, now, and then. You, now, and then. I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, and one of the guests said people fall in love with the you that they met initially, not necessarily the you that you evolve into, which is fine, right? Like, I mean, people sometimes come into your life for a season, sometimes they come into your life for a reason, um, or they're there for the duration, right? For the you that they met initially and the you that you evolved into, all of which have their place, but don't feel like you have to meet the needs of you then if you're evolving into something positive now. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is I am on my way. I am on my way. So to all the people who told you that you will never succeed, tell them you're on your way. To all the obstacles, challenges, and barriers that are, posing a threat to you achieving your goals, tell your goals, I'm on my way. To all the internal struggles, the insecurities, the self-doubt, etc., tell them that you will not be defeated, and tell happiness you're on your way. Um, to tell financial freedom, I'm on my way. Um, tell your fitness goals, I'm on my way. Tell peace and prosperity, I'm on my way. All right? Listen, every morning you wake up, if you're listening to this message, tell all of your goals, I'm on my way, then go execute. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Let's get to it. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is what is? What is? We as people always get inundated with chasing what's to come and forget to focus on what is, right? We seldomly live in the moment enough to truly enjoy it. Thus, you have people who capture every moment via recording on their cell phone, which is great, right? Taking pictures on their cell phones, which is also great for memory's sake. But there are times when it's okay to put down the phone and just enjoy what is. As we go into this holiday season, for those that choose to partake in the holiday and give gifts or whatever the case may be, take a moment to enjoy what is and not focus on what's to come. Stay in the moment. Enjoy the time that you have with your family that you will not be able to get back, because once that second, minute, hour moves away from you, it's gone. So stay in the what is instead of always focusing on the what's to come. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. Today's message is your impact. Your impact. So don't go into the new year minimizing your impact, right? Meaning, and more times than not, we want to say, oh, we're just one of many. Our opinion in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter. I'm just here. Hopefully I'll get recognized. Maybe I won't. It really doesn't matter. My impact isn't as important as others. No. You are impactful. It makes a difference. Show up to the event. Engage with your friends, your loved ones, your family, those who are associates of yours who you deem your time is well spent in their presence. Your impact is important. Your impact is important at your kids' games. Your impact is important at your wife's function, your input or your husband's function. Your impact, is is important at whatever the event is that you're invited to, to attend. You were invited for a reason. You're in that position for a reason. Your presence in that room is required and is needed. Don't minimize it. So as you go into this year, this new year, be reminded that your impact is important. It's larger than what you know. It's more important than what you may even could fathom to someone. So utilize it. Take the time to, engage in a meaningful way and have fun, man. Because you never know, right? So live, good people, live. Peace. What's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is perceived voids, VOIDS. So I heard a quote that said, present perceived voids create future pursued values. So that's not earth shattering. I'm sure all you guys can clearly understand and know what that means. But the reality of the situation is, you may have grown up in a situation where a parent wasn't there. You may have grown up in a scenario where you didn't have the best. You may have You may come from humble beginnings, right? But that's the reason why now you chase a father figure, you chase a mother figure, you chase money, the glitz and the glamour, right? So identify what those voids are, do your best to work towards addressing them, and then move forward, right? You never know. So live, good people, live. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is love is simple. Love is simple. So listen, love is simple when the intent is pure. Again, love is simple when the intent is pure. Love only becomes complicated when the intent or the display of love is predicated on reciprocity or for personal gain. Again, love becomes complicated when the goal of the display of love is only based on reciprocity or personal gain. Long as your intent is pure, then love is simple. All right? So keep it simple, man. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is positive outcome. Positive outcome. So listen, more times than not, we focus so much on the don'ts that we never get a chance to focus on the do's. We never get to the actual, or we focus on the can'ts more than we do on the cans, right? So we never actually get to the intended end result or the outcome that we want to achieve. Instead, we say, oh man, you can't do that. Or, people from this neighborhood or from that background or with that upbringing don't usually make it to said end result. Instead, why don't we focus on the cans? Why don't we say, hey man, if you go to, you know, said university, you can make it out of your situation. If you obtain said trade, you can, get a job that helps you to take care of yourself and your family. We just need to stop focusing on all the can'ts, all the don'ts, and start focusing on the cans and the do's. But it starts with us. You got to start having that dialogue with yourself first before you can encourage anyone else to believe in themselves and believe in the cans and the do's, right? You got to say, hey, Jamil, you know what? You can be instrumental in being a change for, those in your community. You can be instrumental in forging a path for those in corporate America that look like you. You do have the skill set and you do deserve to be in that room, right? But until you start actually saying that to yourself, until you start believing it, and you can't really instill that in someone else. So focus on the positive outcome. You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yeah, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is love through sacrifice. Love through sacrifice. So as we go into this weekend, a few words came to mind, which is exactly what I said, love through sacrifice. Many times you may not actually hear the words, but if you pay attention to the actions, you'll see that love is being illustrated. As we go into this weekend and think about all that mothers do for their kids, right? They sacrifice their bodies for X amount of months. They sacrifice sleep and everything else thereafter when they're nursing those they brought into this world to illustrate their love. So don't take that for granted. For those of you who have a mother that's still here, make sure you reach out to her and let her know that you appreciate the sacrifice that she gave for you to be here and to nurture you in many ways. If you have someone who is a mother figure, it may not necessarily be the person that gave birth to you, but someone who took you in and treated you as if you were their own. Make sure you're reaching out to that person as well. Always realize and understand that there was love through sacrifice. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is necessary support. Necessary support. It's certainly important that you don't miss out on the opportunity to thank those around you that provide the support that is necessary for you to succeed in many ways and in various endeavors. There are times where you may feel like you're the rock star or that you're the leader, but without that supporting cast, without those supporting individuals or the necessary support to uphold and uplift you, remember that you will not be successful on your own only. So take the time to say thank you to those that are providing the necessary support for you to be successful. All right? You never, rarely, you never, or you're rarely doing it on your own. All right? You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is no more often. No, N-O, more often. So say no more often to say yes to the things that matter most to you, right? In doing so, people will understand or grow to understand who you are and what you value. Don't feel bad because you said no to someone to protect your peace, right? Especially when the ask from the person was only, and I say only, rooted in their personal gain. Take control of your time and your life. This will lead to more personal joy, fulfillment, and meaningful relationships and success. Don't use the power, though, of saying no to be vindictive, spiteful, or hateful, but use it as a mechanism to keep you balanced to achieve happiness in life. All right? As I have heard multiple times, and I'm sure you have, no is a complete sentence. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is when tested. WHEN, tested. So when you're tested, will you fold or will you believe in the God of your understanding and have faith in the God of your understanding? Everything will not always go the way you want them to go, right? There will come a time when you will see a day not as bright and as positive as you are accustomed to. When the day comes and you are tested, what will you do? So today's message isn't really a message just to give you advice. It's more of a message to say, do some self-reflection, right? When you're tested, will you fold and curse the very blessings that you received, or will you stand tall in your belief in your faith system? All right. So take some time, do some reflection, and remember, it rains on the just and the unjust. All right. Again, I'll say it rains on the just and the unjust. All right. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is grateful in the moment. Grateful in the moment. So we are actually on vacation. And during this vacation, there's been a couple of firsts that my family and I got to enjoy and take part in, which is always good to take time in real time and reflect on and be grateful for the opportunity that you're presented with. In this particular instance, it's vacation, a couple of, special moments that took place on this vacation. But in general, take the time to be grateful in those moments. Be grateful for not only what you've been able to accomplish as a person, but for those who believe in a higher power or God of your understanding. Be grateful for what you've been afforded to be able to do through the God of your understanding as well. So listen, take the time, man. It's all right to do it right then and there. Take a quick pause, pay attention, look around, see what's going on, reflect, and then move on. All right? You never know, so live, good people live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. Today's message is time selection. Time selection. One thing I keep coming across it throughout my day-to-day activities and then just listening to people, talk about certain things is time, right? How you choose or select to utilize your time. Are you wasting your time on a person that's not worthy of your time? Are you wasting your time on a job that's not worthy of your time? Are you wasting your time on, you know, relationships, be it, romantic or just personal or professional, that just are not worth your time? Time is your most valuable asset. We keep hearing it, keep seeing it, but it's true. Choose to spend your time wisely. You will not get it back. I realized that myself many moons ago, some years back when I was no longer here or potentially no longer here. But yeah, utilize your time wisely, man. Be extremely selective with who and what you spend your time on. All right? You never know. So live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is afraid to succeed. Afraid to succeed. A lot of you out here don't win or don't succeed because you're afraid to. You do all the talking in the world. You tell everybody about your aspirations, about your goals, about your dreams. But when it comes time to execute, you don't take the necessary steps or put the necessary plan together to succeed intentionally. You'll say that, oh, I just don't have the resources, I don't have the time, I'm not really sure how to start. But if you took the time to, instead of, watching TV or doing all these extracurricular activities and took the time to research what you really want to do, you'll be able to succeed. But the reality of it is you would much rather talk about it than actually do it. Do the work. You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is peace within. Peace, Peace, within. So I was reading this book yesterday and it said, peace has to be in us before it can be around us, right? And I thought about how a lot of chaos in our lives are self-imposed, but it's a direct byproduct of the chaos that is actually within us. Think about that. The chaos in your life most times or oftentimes can be tied to the chaos that's actually within you that you never really want to acknowledge or do the work to correct. So, before you start blaming others for the chaos that's in your life, focus on the peace within. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. So today's message is love and convenience. love, and convenience. So just because you're continuously doing for people or a person, that doesn't mean that they love you, right? They just may love the convenience of having a resource or a tool that they can utilize to accomplish a goal, right? If you have doubts or in regards to whether or not it's love or convenience, a few things, right? Simply just stop being so available. Or when you genuinely can't do something, or you just don't feel like doing something, say no. If that one no makes them stray away from being attached to you, then you know it was never love. It probably was more convenience. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live. Peace. Yo, what's going on, good people? 52 Fridays, you already know what it is. Today's message is share it. Share it. So, if you have information, don't be afraid to share that information with others who may be in need, right? Too many times we want to hold on to information because we think that it's magically going to hinder us from being able to achieve our own personal success and goals. When in reality, we will probably be better off sharing the information so that the other person who may be in the same predicament or may need the same information that you have will be better suited to win in that particular instance. You never know what that win may do for you down the road. So don't be afraid to share it, man. Share the information. It's not going to hurt you at all. You'll still have your chance. You'll still be able to win. All right? You never know, so live, good people, live.